Now, we done talked about Capricorn women taking on projects in relationships. Well, this time, Miss.Cap, the Scorpio man, you're the project.
Hey, it's your boy King Nation over Slate.
Hey, it's your boy King Nation over Slate Nova Chronicles. Now, I'm getting back to the comments I get on my IG and my YouTube and highlighting certain questions that just texting won't be enough. And engaging with the subscribers, because I know y'all missed this segment of information I give you personally, and I welcome this channel back to letting you know my advice on certain relationships. Hopefully it grows. Hopefully y'all get to 1,000 likes soon and more. But with that being said, the subscriber will be calling today is Miss.Cap. So all Capricorn women, like I say for my normal videos, let her know what she needs to do. Help her get advice. Even Scorpio men out there, if you kind of feel sorry for Miss.Cap, kind of give her the details of what's going on. So first thing I want to do is break down her message to me, her inbox to me, and y'all can get a little narrative of what's going on. She said, I'm a Capricorn woman and I'm dating a Scorpio. He's driving me crazy. At first he was all in. Now he hit me with depression, like, can we still be friends? But I don't want to be friends. Because when I'm done, I'm done. But yet he treats me like we still together and keeps tabs on me. He drives me crazy. I want to cut him off, but I love him. Extremely complicated. So, that's a scenario right there. Capricorn met a Scorpio who was all in at the time, who seemed like they was all in at the time. Now she in love with him or got very intense feelings for him. He was all in at first with how he delivered his physicality. Because Capricorns are about your physicalness. Ground signs about physical, what you do. Physical, they're not really paying attention to the spiritualness and the intuitiveness that Scorpio brings to the table. Out of all the ground signs, Capricorns are the most vulnerable to the Scorpio sting and the allure. Because they feel like as long as things are structured and put in a certain specific way and they could get taps on your physicality, they don't really have to pay attention to your spiritual or your in-depth nature. Now, I'm not trying to say Capricorns are not spiritual, but I'm saying going against a Scorpio and not having that sense, you had to fault. Do not talk to a Scorpio unless your spiritual game is on point, your intuition is on point, because they don't always speak what they know. So, first of all, Capricorns are the most grounded out of all the ground signs. And Capricorn women, like I said in the past, they take on a project. So they'll meet somebody they think got potential, they're attracted to, bring them in, not really physically bring them in their house, but bring them in their atmosphere. They might buy them clothes. They might help them get a job. They may do all these things to get them set in a position to succeed because they're trying to get you to achieve the goal and be their man. But with the Scorpio man, he has his own plan. I always say with water signs, you got to kind of focus on where they've been. And especially with Scorpio Mars, I'm predicting he has Scorpio Mars because it sounds like a Scorpio Mars. I'm finna throw this out. Sorry, shade finna be thrown. It sounds like a Scorpio Mars. A lot of times, Scorpios can find out what you desire, your pressure points. Is it sex? Is it money? Is it sensitivity? What is it that you like? It can even be your favorite snack. They're gonna find out where your feelings lie, where you're more sensitive, touchy pleasures, your desirable pleasures lie. And they're gonna use that to their advantage. Now, I'm not saying the Scorpios are evil or nothing like that, but Scorpios are vulnerable in the same spot that they attack at. So they're vulnerable in that same spot of giving away their desirable properties. That's why you see a lot of Scorpio who don't tell you everything, who kind of hide stuff or cover stuff up. They say they're very manipulative, very deceptive and stuff. It's not that they're evil people, it's just they hide their vulnerabilities until they find out all your vulnerabilities. So she says he was all in. Was he really though? Was he really all in, or was he just doing the things that from a physical point of view you felt like needed to be done? The Scorpios will do that. Scorpios can sit there and hug you and be detached. Not really care or hold back whatever they want to do. That's a Scorpio tactic. Was it the allure? That means you was more attracted to him than he was to you. The allure kind of plays with you a little bit. And if you don't know what the allure is, the allure, when they walk in the room, you feel like, damn, they love me. They for me, I got that person. And they just looking like, I'm a Scorpio, what's up? Did they sting you? Sting you meaning they put something in you that hurts but feels so good you don't want to take it out. You know for a fact they stung you in your ass. They gave you that sex on the first night, second night, third night that you ain't supposed to have, Miss.Cap, because you got a schedule you supposed to stick to, girl. But for some reason, this Scorpio stung you around your stuff. Now you doing stuff you weren't supposed to do. You think you got him under your project. Now you a project of him because that stinger had went in zombie mode on your ass. Sorry to tell you. So, where are Capricorns great at? Capricorns are great at seeing potential in people. Physical potential, not emotional potential. Why I say not emotional potential? Because me days Capricorn, they don't pay attention to a lot of things embedded in me. They pay attention to my routine, my constructiveness they can see from a physicality point of view. They're not paying attention to the intuitiveness. They're not built for that. Even with Scorpio placements, Capricorns are built for proof, evidence, logic. Show me, show me, show me. Taurus is more on the spiritual side because they the most waters out the ground signs. Virgos are critical and they more air out of the ground signs, so they kind of can get a little bit mental. But Capricorn, that one that really like down the heart, ground steadiness. So for him to be all in, I don't know if he was all in. You can't really say he was all in. He was giving you what you wanted, the desirable pleasures, the things that he knew could turn you a certain way. You know, Scorpio will sit there and watch you smile and get excited about something and use that to maneuver his way around you. This is part of the game. So, and you say he got depressed all of a sudden and say, can we still be friends? Sound like you may have failed that project. The project that you thought you were testing him, putting him in position to be in, Miss.Cap, I think you failed something that he wanted more out of you. Or it could be a flippery on it, which most Scorpio Mars doing, man. He wants you to give more. Scorpio like when you give more, overdo it, overshow your love. You ready to die for it, sacrifice everything you got. Then that's enough. That's not too much for Scorpio, that's enough. So maybe he's telling you got to do more than what you got to do. And now it's making this Capricorn normal structure of being like this, having to be like this. Having to break things apart and reconstruct some things. Because at first you thought you was putting him on a payment plan. You thought you were putting him on a routine plan. He was actually putting you on a spiritual plan that you couldn't see by the naked eye of a Capricorn. Secondly, you say he just want to be friends, but he keep taps on you. He treats you like you're in a relationship. Okay. Scorpios are the most possessive, not Cancer, not Pisces. Scorpio, not Taurus. Scorpios are the most possessive when it comes to love, when it comes to desirable property, when it comes to spiritual connections. So, yes, I can see jealousy in there. I can see him trying to hold on to things. But the weird thing about it is they the opposite of Taurus. Taurus are more materialistic, possessive, and Scorpios are more internal, possessive. So if he got some type of love of yours, even if it's not exactly what he wants, or he wants you to do more, or he don't even know what he want to do with you, he is not sharing that with nobody. That's why they have all these weapons. And I said Scorpio is the strongest in the moon signs, and y'all can leave the room. I'm not talking about y'all. But when y'all start messing with Venus and Mars and Scorpio and these placements of actions, you start to deal with the weaponry of Scorpios, which is really powerful. Them knowing without saying, them really being intuitive beyond what you're showing them. They know your weaknesses and stuff. And once they get your soul, once they get the embeddedness of your soul, they don't want to share that. I've dated Scorpio women before. It's not about me having sex physically with somebody else to drive them crazy. It's about me loving that person or giving that person my desirable properties. Because Scorpio's like, that's mine. That's mine. I own that. Taurus don't want you messing around. Ground sign don't want you giving physicality to people. Scorpio don't want you giving their soul or the upper hand of what they feel is owned to them. The Dark Prince, the Dark Knight, Batman is Scorpio man. So that's why he probably gonna still treat you. He wants to cake and eat it too. And yes, he gonna drive you crazy until you get rid of that stinger. So Capricorns, give your Capricorn women help out. If you had a bad issue with Scorpio, let them know and let her know what to do. And Scorpio men, if you feel kind enough to tell them about your unevolved Scorpio people, what to do about you if you want to give it. Because a lot of Scorpios ain't going to tell you nothing. Because they like, hey, it is what it is. You either ready for us or not. Like Scorpios are most secretive of their weapons ever. Like out of all the signs, Scorpios and Geminis do not want you to know what they do and what they're capable of. So last but least, you say you want to cut him off. but you love him extremely. That's that thing to make a Scorpio be like, oh, you love me extremely, girl. That's mine. That's mine. Give it to me, Cap. Give it to me, Cap. And there's really nothing you can do about this situation unless the advice I gave you. You had to cut that whole arm off he stung you with. You have to start all over and cut that whole arm off, because you cannot put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's going to get infected. It's going to be something you can't live without, to the point that you're going to end up falling back over and over and over. How do I know this? And I'm a Taurus with Gemini Mars. Because the simple fact that Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio. We sit there and watch the stuff they do. We don't judge Scorpio. We just watch them and we look at them and we eat our little grass and we see all the powers that Scorpio contains. Some of them use it for good, some of them use it for bad, but we see it and we don't judge and we don't say nothing, but we understand. Virgos peep game. They may get stung a million times, but then they peep game, say, I ain't finna fall for it. I know this, I'm more intellectually critical. I got more wall set up, so you ain't gonna sting me this time. But Capricorns are the one ground sign that actually give them a chance off logic, off physicality, off the things you do from a physical point of view, not a spiritual point of view. So that's how Scorpios always can creep in underneath your door, because you can't lock out spirits with a physical door. You gotta lock them out with a spiritual door, and that's how they can creep in. Yes, you thought you had to do on lock. You thought you were writing a payment plan, a workout plan, whatever you're trying to do for him. But that stuff don't matter to him. Scorpio can run 1,000,000 miles. They're not tired unless you touch them emotionally. They're not worried about the physicality. They can do whatever. So my best advice, like I say, you have to cut that arm off. Wherever he came in at, wherever he stung you at, the memories, whatever desirable properties that you gave to him, you have to just erase it. You may be a little cold for your next relationship. That's what it is. Don't jump into a new relationship. And definitely do not contact him or talk to him until you can get that wound up out of you. And I know what you're thinking. You don't see him on the surface, maybe you can talk to him and be cool with him. No. You have to cut that arm off. Go get your robotic arm, Cap, and start all over. Otherwise, that stinger he put in you is going to continue to go through your spirit, your soul, and your desires, your fantasies. And as long as he got that stinger in you, he will always be able to find you. That's a part of him. Well, it's your boy King Nation Nova Slate, Nova Chronicles. Peace.